Hello, everybody, and welcome. Whew, it's Monday. It's Monday. It is Monday. So, welcome, everybody. Let me do my little welcome. Come on in. Come and join me. Let me know. I won't be able to read the comments on Mary June Tracy Facebook page because it doesn't show up here, but I will on the Guru Mama or YouTube. So, if you want to follow me on YouTube, please do. Um, like and subscribe on my YouTube. Come on over and let's build this. Let's build this together. Let's build something really fantastic. So thank you everybody for joining. And my name's Mary June Tracy, psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach. And looking a little tired today, but I did get a lot of sleep. Um, just I think with the time change and it just kind of doesn't catch, not the first day, it sort of catches up on you in the second and third. It takes you a little bit to get into that new synchronicity of energies that are happening. So we're getting into the synchronicities of the time change. And that does take a little bit, even if it's an hour. I know some people say, oh, it's just an hour. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just an hour, but an hour makes a huge difference in especially in your rhythm, in how you function throughout the day. Hello, Lisa, and thank you for joining me and saying hi. I tried to do Instagram live, but okay, I need to get a stand for my phone because I used to have a stand and I think my grandson used it as a gun or something and it died. It didn't last very long. So I need to order myself a new one and get a new one. So that's on the list. Getting a stand and everything for my phone, and also a one of those sticks. One of those sticks. So when I go out and I do my morning walks, and I can have my stick. Not a walking stick, but anyways, the selfie stick. That's what it is. Oh my goodness, trying to get my thoughts together is really something today. Well, what's going on in the cray of the cosmic energy? And it is really, I mean, the bigger focus is, well, there's a couple big focus. There's never just one big focus, is there? So one of them is that Mars and Mercury, they're coming into a conjunction. They're squaring off Saturn, who's in Aquarius, and Saturn in Aquarius is, doesn't really like to expand too much because it's can be still restrictive. Saturn is restriction. What are the restrictions? If you ever look at the planet Saturn and all the rings that are going around, it's very pretty, it's very restrictive. This is how we do things, this is how we move. And here comes Mars in its home sign. Saturn is in its home sign. So they're the ancient rulers of those signs. And they're coming together in a square. Now, square is kind of like a arm wrestle on which direction to go in. It's tension on what to do. And here we have a Scorpio and an Aquarius coming together. Sometimes not always the best. Just Scorpio's like, here we go. We want to make these movements happen. Here comes, Saturn, and Saturn saying, I'm not too sure on where you want to go. And we have lovely little Mercury going, yes, we can. Yes, we can. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And really pushing it, really doing that push for it. And so we're going to see something that's going to happen. I feel like there's going to be some volcano or something erupting because we do have a lot of planets in fixed. We got a lot of fire. There's some fire activity that's going on. And then we have this buildup. I know the new full moon is next week, but it's still, we're coming into the eclipse energy. So the eclipse energy is here. And so there's this huge buildup of energies that are coming in. So information is going to be coming out. Our information, how we even want to go forward within our own realm. And this is about being present to what you want. Capricorn energy comes in. Now, when Scorpio and Cap come together, it can be kind of an odd type of energy because Capricorn wants longevity. It is a longevity. It is rigid. It has its ideas on what it wants to do. The moon is there. The moon's out of bounds. It's out of bounds with Venus. So we got the two girls out of bounds in Capricorn. Venus likes to be in Capricorn because it is a long term. Let's build this, let's build our goals. Let's create something that has a longevity. And then in comes the emotion, because the true deep emotions comes in, and that's the moon, and the moon is ruled by Cancer, which is across the street from Capricorn. So it's like, it's I can't really expand the way I want to expand. I can't really feel. So sometimes you can get a little bit sad with the moon in Cap. You can get a little bit feeling depressed with the moon in Cap. And so it's like, I want to get through this. I want to move through this, but you might be feeling a little bit blue today. And so this is like, okay, look at that. Look at where you're feeling maybe the restrictions. Look at where you are feeling that you're unable to move forward. Now, the thing is with this energy, it's like you can either focus on negative or focus on the positive. We can't just focus on them at the same time. So this is where it's like, okay, if you got something that's upsetting you, take a look at it, acknowledge it. All right, send it some love. And then begin to sort of look at, all right, what is it that I want to feel? What is it that I want to start to create? Because our emotions, what it is that the more emotions that go towards something brings it into a constructive foundation. It brings it into something more tangible. The longer the emotions are in something to create something, there it is. So this is where we start to look at what is it that we want to create. Now Neptune is sort of making a little appearance here, which is can bring in some illusions, because there's a sissy squad there with Mercury and Mars, and it's sort of like can bring in some illusionals trying to restrict you, or trying to not restrict you, trying to make you look at things in a different way and in a crazier way. So we have that's coming in. So we're really being flooded with a lot of over emotions, a lot of energy that's coming in. And this is bringing in our influences, because we are able to have the influences over our emotions. Only we can tell what we want and don't want. We are in control. You are in control of your own emotions, on how you want to react or don't react to situations. And this is where growth, long-term growth, is coming in. What is it that you want to look at? What is it that you want to grow? And Scorpio and Cap, when they come together, can be very advancing, can be very like, okay, let's move into a new direction. Let's start to create something that has that longevity with it. Now, with all of this is very serious minded energy. This isn't a frivolous energy at all. This is very serious minded. And this is where a lot of, again, as I say, there's a lot of energy that can come in with eruptions. So volcanoes and that can be erupted, earth shaking, some kind of, over the next few days, we might hear or see something, or it might be in the other part where I get eruptions, where on social or on people in the media erupting. So eruptions are coming in some way. So there's some really big eruptions coming in. And with those eruptions, I mean, we're seeing it. I mean, it was on with the NBA is now mandating for a booster shot, so that you get a booster elixir. And this, it's like, okay, so anybody who's just been elixired a few months ago has to take a booster by December 1st. None of this makes sense. And this is what I've been telling people, with that square, the Saturn Uranus square, the old and the new, gets you to sort of start to wonder what's going on, because Aquarius is also the scientific mind. Saturn's there. Saturn wants facts. It's intriguing. It wants information. Uranus wants to make sure, and Taurus also rules parts of health and new innovations to health, but it wants to also bring in something that is concrete because it's earthly. So we have this energy, and there again, it's a square, and it will be exact again on December 19th, and we'll be going through this all of 2022. So there is something there that is not fully factual, not fully informational, that's coming in, where they are enforcing this mandates to have you take even more elixirs. And if you don't get this third elixir, then you are not part of the game. You're not part of this game. And this is where I find it very interesting, because I'm looking at, because Mercury and Mars together in Scorpio, they want truth. They don't want to fuck around. They're not two to fuck around, especially Mars in Scorpio. It wants truth, because none of this is making sense. And not all the full truth is coming in. It's very occultish. Do this and do what I say, and you'll be fine. Do this and do what I say, and this is what you get. So very cultish. You're not able to make up your own mind. You're not able to stand in your own power with all of this. So we have these mandates that are coming in, and that's with the NBA. And this is very influential, because, these are big name guys that a lot of people follow and idolize. So you have the idolization of it. So there's that quality that's coming in with this energy too. So information about this is coming in. We're also heard the vice president mention that most people that are in hospital are vaccinated. I saw a little clip of that. So I didn't hear the whole thing. So this is the other thing that's coming forth. So information is coming in, and some of the information that's coming in, some people don't want to hear. It's like, no, 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 that can't be. But again, as I've said about this, I said we're not getting the full truth of everything. Not everything is going to be revealed till probably around December. And then by that time, a lot of people are going to be, oh, what the fuck kind of thing. Because it's all of this darkness that's coming forth. We saw it with this concert that happened over the weekend with Travis Scott, and things that happened in that weekend, and the affiliations that Travis Scott has is another, it's a whole another part, what people do to get fame and sign their souls away with. But there were things that were set up within what he was doing that was very negative, occultish. And there was also, talk of something else, of somebody being injected and going around injecting. So there was things that were going on, and he would not stop his concert. So I found that very interesting. More information's coming out, but a lot of this stuff will not be on mainstream media. So that's the other part. So there are certain things that are coming out that are getting you to look at that. Okay, this isn't right. This is not what I want to concede to. This is not what I want to consent to. Does not feel right for me. And that's really where a lot of this energy is coming in. Especially with Scorpio. It's like, if it's not feeling right with you, if it's not truthful to you, then why are you doing it? Because Scorpio wants you to face your deepest, darkest fears right now. And in facing your deepest, darkest fears is huge, because then everybody comes to me and they're like, oh, what about, I'm going to lose my pension, I'm going to lose this, and I'm going to lose that. And that's the thing, is that some people won't have their pensions in 6 to 8 months. You might be part of a company that has investments with different places, and things are going to start going belly up. So guaranteeing that if I stay here for another 10 years, do what they say, I'm going to have this, is no guarantee. There's no guarantee with that pension. So there's a lot of companies and corporations and places who have pensions are not going to be there. And that all has to do with a lot of big investors that are investing in certain places. And that's your Scorpio, and Taurus energy that's coming in. They rule money, they rule corporations, they rule banks, they rule your investments. Change is happening in there. Taurus is there. Taurus is ripping through, and it's coming up and bringing changes. Pluto and Capricorn, structures, your government, your institutions, bringing in structural change to things. And here comes Scorpio with Mars saying, we're going to be making some changes here. We're needing to find some truth here. So if you are counting on things and you are wanting to bite into certain things, come back and do a double check into your emotions and feelings, and ask yourself, how do I really feel? And if you're still really confused, if you still really don't know, allow yourself some time to really look into it, get a reading, get your chart read, see what's going on. And that's where we're coming into. And the energies are just coming in and getting more intense. And they will get more intense as we get into more of the middle of the month and get closer to this full moon in Taurus, which is going to be a partial eclipse. And it's hitting some really major points in some major countries around the world. And in that, we're going to see eruptions come in. We are going to see some, and they keep on telling me things are going to be going belly up. So some countries that you think are fine, or you think that they have a lot, there's going to be a belly up. So things are going to be going belly up for a lot of places. And in that, this is where, for us to look at the decisions that we are making and being strategic in our emotions and with what we are going to be doing, and look at our plans and look at what is working and not working in order for you, I, me, us, all together to go forward. The frequencies are high. The light is there. But this is where people have to become more aware of what is happening and not be swayed because this over here says this is going to be here for you. Is it true? Because at the end of the day, the only thing that is there for you is your divine. The only thing that is constant with you each and every day is that divine. It's not moving. That light is not moving. That light is not lowering itself. That's your job to ignite. That's your job to come up. That's your job to do it, to do that work, to come into that alignment with your divine. And it is work, and it is a practice. And sometimes it's shitty, and sometimes it's fucked up. But in doing it, you know where you stand. You know what you are creating to bring in the tangibility into your own realm. That's where we're at today, and that's where we're heading for this week. This week is going to be a little bit of a bumpity bump kind of week, and a lot of information coming in for us, not only personally, but in the collective energies that are going to be coming forward. So we are in some intensity, and it's just, I know you guys, I know you're saying, Mama, can you just turn the dial down? I would love to turn the dial down, but when we have a lot of evil that's around us, that's trying to seep in and control, we have to turn we have to turn the volume up, because the light has to shine through. The light has to shine through. And the more that the light shines through, it breaks things down. And sometimes it takes a little while to get that clean in, because if you've gone into a house that's really been fucked up and people were idiots in there, sometimes it takes a little while to get all of that energy and that stagnant energy and all of that dust and everything out. And that's where we're at. We're having to clean. We're having to get things out. We're having to do cleansings. This is where we're at. And this is where we're at energetically. This is where we're at in the world. And this is where we stand up and we say, no, why am I taking this? Hold on here. It doesn't make any sense to me. So we stand up, we get going, and support your decisions. This is where you to get clear, make that decisions, And who has your back? Look at the people who has your back, right? And look at this energy that's supporting your decisions. Become aware of it. Become aware who's around you. Become aware of the people that are there. And they may not like your decision. Pallas Athena is going to be going forward in Pisces. So she's kind of like, okay, we got some things going in there, but I don't have all the information. When she gets into Aries, God bless us, because Athena will be in Aries. And that means a real forward. She's the goddess of war, and she was born from the head of Zeus. So when it comes to compassion, she doesn't really work on like a whole lot of compassion. She's an action oriented goddess who says, this is what we need to do. She's more of I would call her the queen of I don't give a fuck, which is the queen of swords, and the queen of I don't give a shit, the queen of wands, coming together into one. That is Athena, because she's going to come in with it, the passion, the intellect, and the forward motion of this is where we need to go. Mars coming in, this is what we need to do. And they're both malefics. That means that they are going to forge over, they're going to push over, they're going to move forward in the way that they want to do. And they have, with Mars being in Scorpio with Mercury, has a little bit more clout than Saturn sitting there in Aquarius at this time. So move on, go forward, shine your light, don't dim your light, and allow yourself to be that beautiful energy that you are. And may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say, and all that you be, and all that you do. Shine your light. Don't let anybody force you to do anything you do not want to do. Blessed be everybody, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, Lisa. Thank you for joining me. And yes, love will find its way. Blessed be everybody. Bye-bye.